Complexity is just kind of our life right now. And as you know, there's always somebody who has a quick fix or a solution. They generally go to a microphone at a commission meeting, and they recommend a solution, don't they? Say, just do this, it'll be okay. Just do this, this will be fine. And truthfully, sometimes those quick fixes are interesting and may even be helpful. But ladies and gentlemen, we know in complexity, it is the long-term solutions that matter. How do we deal with the system? So, systemic solutions. The next one, I think you're going to enjoy. Safely dangerous space. By the time we leave here this morning, you will know what that is and how to construct it. And you may say, I don't always want to do that. Many people do. That's fine. We focus on relationships and results. When I first started doing this work full-time in 1993, people said to me, you're doing this kumbaya circle stuff. We don't want to hear it. We want to hear about results. We want real deliverables, Ray. Okay, cool. But as that pushed itself forward, it turned out the research came out in a really profound way, stating that if you don't have quality relationships, you cannot have quality results. Interesting. And the last piece of this first part is the difference between truth and reality. Your truth and someone else's reality. This slide for us represents what we see going on everywhere. That's Katrina, just before. And the notion of Katrina is about interdependency. When Katrina hit, how many of you started to mobilize resources to go to Louisiana? How many of you actually went? I mean, a number of people I know in this room actually went to provide support. How many gave opportunities to folks to go and give support? Katrina creates an absolute interdependent statement about us. We are not alone. We are not independent in whatever place we play at. We are touched by so many things. 9/11. The day the world changed. This slide, we took time developing this slide because we wanted to talk about it in the context of the turbulence that we feel. There's so much going on. 9/11, I was in New York working. I was in the school district. I've never seen a superintendent act more deliberately. He put the school in lockdown, the entire district, because we didn't know. We didn't know whether there was going to be another explosion, another airplane's going to crash into a school or a place. And they're by a laboratory out there, and the laboratory system is actually very critical to our development. So where we were, there was we don't know, maybe something will happen to us. Lock the whole place down. Next thing you know, he has a meeting in the afternoon, and he walks into that meeting, and he puts up on the board the 5 guidelines for a learning conversation, which you will learn this morning. And he's my oldest client in New York. And he said to his assembled administrators, now we have to practice these. We've got to think this through. That night, ladies and gentlemen, the population of children in that school lost 4 people. 2 dads on the police department, 2 dads on a fire department. Interdependence, right in front of me. If you weren't there, it's like you couldn't quite feel it in the same way. I mean, I spent the rest of my week dealing with racism. Racism, connected to the 9/11 piece. Want to know how simple it was? I was called by another school district, another superintendent called me and said, the teachers have requested you because we are distraught about what has occurred and we don't know how to go to work in the morning. I said, what do you mean you don't know how to go to work in the morning? We don't know how to go to work in the morning, Ray. I said, I'm coming. I get there, it turns out that the places they stopped in the morning for coffee, for cigarettes, for sodas, for gasoline were owned by Middle Easterners. And if they didn't put out the American flag, they were in a different place in their mind and hearts about who those people were. It created an instant rift in all those places. Complexity. It doesn't go away. The bottom right is a piece that you've seen before, I'm sure, where kids trying to play in a bombed-out area of Baghdad. So it's touching us. And how many people here have somebody over there right now that we know?